Imagine building your life on a distant shore, planting crops, raising children, dreaming of a new beginning, only to vanish, without a single trace. No bodies, no signs of war, no farewell message. Only one cryptic word carved into wood: CROATOAN. This is the real story of a town that disappeared off the face of the earth. This is the haunting tale of Roanoke, the Lost Colony, one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in American history. But to understand how a colony could vanish without a trace, we have to go back, way back, to the 1500s, when the New World was still a blank page, and the mighty empires of Europe were racing to scribble their names across it. In the year 1524, a Florentine explorer named Giovanni da Verrazzano set sail under the French flag. While exploring the coast of what we now know as the Outer Banks of North Carolina, Verrazzano made a critical error. He mistook the Pamlico Sound, a shallow body of water behind a series of barrier islands, for the Pacific Ocean. He believed he'd found a narrow strip of land that separated the Atlantic from Asia, a shortcut to China. Of course he hadn't, but his report sparked curiosity. What if there was a direct route through America to the riches of the East? And so the seeds of colonization were planted, not with certainty, but with speculation and ambition. Fast forward to 1578. Queen Elizabeth I of England, determined to compete with the Spanish Empire, granted a royal charter to a bold and brutal adventurer, Sir Humphrey Gilbert. He was tasked with discovering and claiming lands unclaimed by any Christian kingdom, which in European terms meant any land not yet conquered by Europe. Gilbert set out with dreams of empire but was lost at sea in 1583, his ship swallowed by the Atlantic. After his death, the Queen divided his charter between his brother, Adrian Gilbert, and his half-brother, the charming and ruthless Sir Walter Raleigh. Raleigh was given the rights to lands south of Newfoundland, many of which were already claimed by Spain. But that didn't stop him. Raleigh saw the New World as more than opportunity. It was destiny. In 1584, Raleigh organized his first scouting expedition. 2 ships set sail under the command of Philip Amadas and Arthur Barlow. Their mission? Survey the coast, make allies with native tribes, and find the perfect place to build England's future empire. They followed the transatlantic currents, sailing south to the West Indies, collecting fresh water and supplies, then turning north. By July 13th, they arrived on the shores of Roanoke Island. The land was lush and wild, but more importantly, it was inhabited. The Secatan people controlled Roanoke Island and the mainland around Albemarle Sound. Despite recent conflicts with neighboring tribes, the Secatan welcomed the English, curious about their strange weapons, ships, and language. Amadas and Barlow returned to England with glowing reports of fertile soil, friendly natives, and a mild climate. And they brought 2 native men with them, Wanchese and Manteo. These men became instant celebrities at Queen Elizabeth's court, symbols of a new world waiting to be claimed. The Queen was impressed. She knighted Raleigh, named the territory Virginia in honor of her title as the Virgin Queen, and encouraged colonization. The stage was set. In 1585, Raleigh launched a full-scale expedition. 7 ships, over 600 men, soldiers, scientists, artisans, and the artist John White, who would later become governor. This wasn't just exploration. It was a military operation meant to secure land, assess resources, and, if needed, fight. Sir Richard Grenville commanded the fleet. Ralph Lane was chosen as governor of the new colony. But disaster struck early. The flagship Tiger was caught in a storm and ran aground near the Outer Banks, ruining much of their food supply. And as if that wasn't bad enough, the Outer Banks' shallow waters made it nearly impossible for large ships to dock safely. The dream of building a privateering base vanished with the tide. Grenville left Lane and about 100 men behind on Roanoke Island and returned to England to gather reinforcements. At first, the settlers depended on native allies for food and support. But that alliance would be shattered in an instant. When a silver cup went missing from an English camp, Lane accused the Aquascogok tribe of theft. In retaliation, his men burned their entire village to the ground. What followed was predictable and devastating. Relations with native tribes collapsed. Food became scarce. The colonists grew desperate and paranoid. Then, in 1586, salvation appeared on the horizon. Sir Francis Drake, fresh off raids in the Caribbean, offered to take the survivors back to England. They accepted.
Just weeks later, Grenville returned with supplies. only to find the settlement abandoned. Frustrated but determined, he left behind a small detachment of 15 men to hold England's claim, and sailed home. Raleigh tried once more. In 1587 he launched a new colony, this time not a military outpost, but a true settlement, with families, with farmers, with women and children. John White the artist was appointed governor. Among the 115 colonists was his daughter Eleanor Dare, pregnant with her first child. They arrived at Roanoke and found nothing. The previous 15 men were gone, no sign of struggle, just gone. Still, the colonists pressed on. On August 18, 1587, Eleanor gave birth to Virginia Dare, the first English child born in the Americas. There was hope again, but the colony was struggling. Food was low. Relations with tribes were tense. The colonists begged White to return to England and bring back supplies. He was reluctant, but eventually he agreed, leaving behind his daughter, granddaughter, and the rest of the colony. He would never see them again. White returned to England, expecting to return within months. But war had broken out between England and Spain. Every available ship was needed to defend the homeland. 3 years passed. Finally, in 1590, White returned to Roanoke, but the settlement was as empty. No people, no graves, no signs of violence. Just one clue, the word CROATOAN carved into a wooden post, and the letters CRO etched into a nearby tree. According to their original plan, the colonists were to leave a sign if they relocated. If they were in danger, they'd carve a cross. There was no cross. White believed they had moved to CROATOAN Island, modern-day Hatteras Island, home of the Croatan tribe. He begged the crew to sail there, but storms, bad luck, and a broken anchor forced them to turn back. The mystery began. To this day, no one knows for sure. Some believe the colonists assimilated with friendly tribes. There were later reports of Native Americans with gray eyes and European features. Others believe they were massacred by hostile warriors. Some say they tried to sail back to England and were lost at sea. Archaeologists have found tantalizing clues, European tools, pottery, even DNA links in certain tribes, but no definitive answer, just silence. Over time, Virginia Dare became a symbol of innocence, of hope, of tragedy, and Roanoke became a legend. The Lost Colony haunts American history because it represents both beginning and end, the first birth, the first disappearance. It's a reminder that history isn't always written in ink. Sometimes it's carved in wood, and sometimes it vanishes with the tide. The town that went missing may still be waiting to be found,